Welcome back to the lab, y'all. It is your old Professor Pilk, and I have got great news for you today. Now, we talked last week about the Samurott battle, and of course, we do need to do the breeding guide on him because there's actually a couple things about this unit that I think need some modifications. So we're definitely going to come back and talk about that. That video should drop tomorrow, so we will have that discussion. Because I do think before you start breeding this guy and going after shinies, there are at least one, if not two things about this mon that really need to be rectified. But for breeding shiny Oshawotts, or for breeding him for battle or anything like that, we'll discuss that tomorrow. What I want to talk about today is the news that actually dropped last night. It was supposed to be a video for last night, but it didn't come together in time. So if you haven't noticed, if we go here to the Poke Portal and you hit plus to go to the news, whenever it pops up here. There we go. There we go. All right, check this out. Challenge to the best Ditto. So, I know Oshawott, or I say Samurott, is rerunning this weekend, but from Friday, April 7th to Sunday, April 9th, it's actually going to kick off Thursday evening for most of us on the East Coast of the United States, but that's UTC. Ditto will be appearing more frequently in Tera Raid battles. Now, we have talked extensively about having really good Dittos for breeding, and this is a golden opportunity to get you one that, if not the best stats, still is pretty darn close. So the Ditto you encounter during this raid event will have 5 stats rated as best. That's as good as it gets, so it says, but, you know, once again, I've seen 6-star, or 6 IV Dittos here. Doesn't really matter. Remember, hypertrain stats don't breed over, but 5 out of 6 ain't bad. As we've said before, with the Destiny Knot, you do have the opportunity to get maximum of 4. Most of the time you'll get 5. Rarely it is possible, though, you could get 6 IVs out of this Ditto breeding, but this is still a fantastic opportunity for people that are looking to get a Ditto for breeding. Now, what am I talking about here? If I go back to my box, I'll go ahead and showcase my extremely insanely lucky find. And that is, of course, the Ditto that I use for breeding. Let's go to my breeding. Still need to get rid of these Charizards. If you guys need a Charmander, let me know. We'll probably do a live stream here where we just give away Charmanders for people that maybe weren't around when that happened. I actually have a ton of these. Let's go to box 32. I have a ton of 6 IV Charmanders, so it'd be perfect for breeding. And if you guys need those, let me know in the comments, and we could probably do a whole live stream over on Twitch where we give these bad boys away. We'll talk about that more as that time comes. But this is my favorite Ditto for breeding right now. Now, this I did get out of the Masuda trades. Those was that 4448, 4448 code. And just randomly got this one. Fantastic Ditto. Now, it is a shiny, but that doesn't really matter. What you're looking for are these stats. All 6 best. Now, that isn't to say that's the only situation. Remember, when you put a Destiny Knot, which I should have on this Ditto, in fact, if we go over to held items here. Yeah, when you put a Destiny Knot on this Ditto, what it's going to do is it's going to randomly choose 5 stats from a combination of the stats between this Ditto and whatever I'm breeding. Case in point, my Cinderace. So this is the Raid Cinderace, all best stats. This is, you know, let's say for the sake of argument, this Ditto has, you know, speed is, I don't know, decent. In essence, what's going to happen when I breed these guys together, it's going to pick 5 of those stats. Now, it could pick Ditto's speed stat, but remember, you've got then, when it comes to breeding Raidmon, you have a total of 12 stats, and it's going to pick 5 of those. So you got pretty good odds of still getting a 5 IV, and there are situations in which it will randomly generate a best stat out of all those stats, so you do have a chance to still get a 6 IV Ditto, or 6 IV, not 6 IV Ditto, a 6 IV Pokemon out of your Ditto breeding. As you can see here, all my score bunnies that I was using for my breeding process. If you want to know more about that, go check out my breeding video, which actually I'm going to be updating here really soon because I think I made a mistake on that one. But I did still randomly, with my 6 IV Ditto, get a bunch of 6 IV score bunnies. That's what all these Charmanders are actually from. Now, you will have a lower chance of dropping that with a 5 IV, but for the processes of breeding, beggars can't be choosy. So I actually have a whole, yeah, same energy. That's my Ditto box here. So I've got a box here full of a bunch of Dittos. So like this one's kind of got crap stats. So these are Dittos that I'm just going to start kind of throwing away. If you need a Masuda Ditto, great. That's obviously a Genmon Ditto that I got through trading, and I probably need to throw that away. So here's an example of a 5 IV Ditto. So once again, speed is pretty good. Everything else is best. If I were to breed this Mon, we have a chance of getting the speed stat and maybe another stat dropped in there. So the Mon that I produce would then have 4 best stats. But then that literally means, let's say you get a shiny out of that, that's only 2 stats that you need to hyper train in order for that Pokemon to be basically built for whatever event you're taking it into. So it is, I won't call it a hindrance, but it is definitely more help than just randomly finding Dittos laying around like these. If you want to know more about the Masuda process, essentially, this is a process where by taking a foreign Ditto, it's I believe in Japan they call it the foreign marriage process. By using a foreign Ditto, like this one wouldn't count because this is English technically, neither would this one. But any of these things that say Japanese, so I have a bunch of Japanese ones, Italian, I think I had a German one laying around for a while that I eventually traded off. All of those Dittos would have a really good opportunity to produce a shiny over and above the other Dittos out there. So here's kind of how you can utilize this. So if we go back over here to my Ditto box, which I realize I'm going the long way around. Okay. So as I'm breeding these Dittos up, what you can do is you can go ahead and get your 5, maybe 6 IV Ditto, and then trade that into the Masuda trade. So let's see if we could do that here real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Poker Portal. Okay. And I'm going to go to Link Trade. Okay. And we're going to set link code to 4448. 4448, I believe that's the Masuda code. And begin searching. And there should still be somebody in here that's trading, I would hope or think. So let's see if it finds a trade partner. Trade partner's been found. Okay. So let's go ahead and trade one of my English Dittos. So we're looking for our same energy box. There we are. And one of my English Dittos. Here we go. And let's see if we can trade this up. Okay. So we'll trade. And let's see what we get in. Probably should have checked that person's Ditto. I don't know if that actually is going to be a foreign Ditto for me or not. This is literally a worldwide trading system where you actually could... Oh, looks like they canceled out the trade. Let's try this again. Or maybe I canceled out the trade. Wasn't paying attention. I hate to admit. Alright, so let's try this again. So let's go ahead and I'll grab my English Ditto. Okay, we're waiting for the other person's decision. Okay, let's check the summary on this. And original trader is Andy. So this is an English Ditto. So what I could do is... I could trade one of my Japanese Dittos. There we go. That'll help that person out. But nevertheless, you can actually go in here and eventually find some foreign Dittos. Anybody outside your region could very easily have the Ditto that you need. Now, the nice part about this, since we have the Tera Raid coming up, and this is a worldwide event, that means that pretty much everybody worldwide is going to have the same opportunity to... we're waiting for the other person's decision. Here we go. So everyone across the world is going to have the same opportunity to get a 5, maybe 6 IV. I don't know if they'll actually drop that way, because it does say that's as good as it can get, but there is an outside chance that that person could have, somebody on the other end of the world could actually wind up getting a 6 IV, but it doesn't really matter. The 5 IV is definitely good enough for breeding. As I said, you can hyper train the 2 stats that you don't get. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Ain't worried about it. So we can actually go check out that Ditto. So that's actually a German Ditto, so that's perfect. That's actually a German Ditto. So that's excellent. So I actually could use that still. And like I said, I did say I had a German Ditto. So I've got a German, Japanese, Italian, though I'm convinced that's a Genmon. So that actually would be really good for my Masuda process. So I definitely could use that. Unfortunately, as you see here, no best stats. So as I breed this, then I'm going to run into some problems where I probably will not have any best stats. So that's why I would want a Mon that looks like this. But you're going to get something very, very, very similar to this. And as you can see, this actually dropped from a 6-star raid anyway. So you're going to get a random Tera type. Though, honestly, the Tera types most likely should stay with the parent. Because if we go over here and look at all my Charmanders, those all have a fire Tera type. Because they all used the base Tera type from the parent. Okay. Case in point, Froakie is going to be all water types. I'm going to find my Froakies. They're box 13? 12. So Froakies are all water types. So on and so forth. So there you guys go. Yep, let's quit the trade. Let's go out. So not only is that how you acquire your incoming Tera Raid Pokemon, but that's also how you trade for the Masudamon that you're definitely looking for. So remember that code, link trade code 4448, 4448 will get you a really solid foreign Pokemon. You can trade that all day and all night. You really only need one Ditto. I know I'm kind of hoarding them, so to speak, but I also like doing these trades from time to time and helping people out. So go get those Dittos. You could do it all day, every day. You'll get one opportunity daily, but you can also remember you can go here into Tera Raid Battle, and there will probably be a ton of them up for Tera Raids. So we'll come back tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about trading those units out, and this weekend. In fact, there's a 6-star Tera Raid right now, and we'll talk this weekend about that Ditto trade one more time. So make sure you guys comment, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share this video out. If you have anybody that's asking about the Masuda process, asking how to get those high-level Dittos that we're always talking about, this is a golden opportunity. So like, comment, share, and I'll catch you guys with more Pokemon coming up really soon.